Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Brickanista Broadcast Network here on YouTube and on Rumble. And I'm your host, Naomi, the Brickanista, and today is Thursday, which I will say Thursday is normally Thrifty Thursday, which is today. But I'm a little concerned because in a couple weeks, they're going to be broadcasting Lego Masters Season 4 on Thursdays. Now, why do I say that's a problem? Because the network has not thought about National Football League or NFL. And I will tell you that if they're trying to get ratings, I don't think you want to go up against Thursday night football. Just saying. I would not be surprised. They have not announced this yet. I don't have any inside information. But last time, I think they broadcasted on a Wednesday, and prior to that on a Tuesday. And I think what's going to happen, because they haven't announced it again, they said it was going to be, I think, Thursday, the 29th of September, something like that. And they have not said any confirmation. So I have a feeling the network is thinking, maybe we shouldn't go up against Thursday night football. We'll see. So you heard it here on the Brickanista Broadcast Network. I'm predicting they're going to shift. Or if they don't shift right away, they may get a clue and shift midstream. So anyway, today is August 31st, and I'm putting my word to that. Maybe I should put some money on it too. Who knows? Anyway, welcome everybody. If you're here for the first time, I'm Naomi the Brickanista, based in Vancouver, Washington, just north of Portland. And Thursdays I focus on sets that are $20 US or less. Some of you may not be familiar with this set. This is the Jane Goodall Tribute set. This was a gift with purchase, and if I remember right, you had to buy something like $200 worth of product before you got this for free. As you know, it's Thrifty Thursday, so you can get this on Bricklink, and you can get it from people who have multiple sets. I was lucky because my buddy Two Humble Bricks, Yvette, who you'll see on Sunday, she had 4 of these, so she said she could sell one to me. And she sold it to me for under $20. You can get them on Bricklink. I took a look. You can get them. They're usually somewhere between $15 to $20, somewhere in that range. So it's perfect. It's perfect for Thrifty Thursday. So I'm going to build this live and just give my opinion about this. I also have a side camera that I've got set up here. And we will be doing some close-ups as well of this. So here's the box. And what's interesting about this is that you probably know that there was another one that was Amelia Earhart. And that Amelia Earhart, what I did not like about that set, I loved the concept. What I didn't like is that they made the plane so that she couldn't actually sit in it. So at least I will say kudos to the designers here, because at least you can show Jane Goodall in her natural habitat, or in the natural habitat of the chimpanzees. I think that maybe let me try adjusting this camera angle a little bit. But so I wanted to point out a couple things that are interesting, because I had not thought about doing this. These seaweed pieces, here's one actually right over here. These seaweed pieces, they're doing them upside down off of tree limbs. So just looking at the box, that's already a technique that I haven't done. I know that sounds silly. I mean, you would think you would try all these different things, but that's pretty cool. And they did it again over here on this side. Let me angle this up a little bit. So just from the start, I'm just thinking, you know what, that's kind of obvious, but I didn't think about it. The other thing you'll notice, of course, you've got to have some chimpanzees here. So you have 3 at least that are shown on the cover of these chimpanzees, and she is there. I hope they gave her some binoculars. In fact, yeah, it looks like she's holding a pair of binoculars there, because if you've seen some iconic shots of Jane Goodall, she always has her pair of binoculars in her hands. And the other thing interesting is they made her as she is today, and a mature woman. And this does come with the minifig. And this is the only set this minifig comes in. I will say that this is a very reasonable minifig. If you just want to get the minifig, you could get it for about $2. My prediction is that when she passes, we don't know when that's going to be, but when she passes, this will probably go up. The other reason why I like this minifig is, as some of you know, I'm in the Jurassic Park collab at Bricks Cascade. This is actually a really good combination torso and pants for any kind of jungle related mock that you might be doing. So you may want to get a few of these torsos just, so you have them in your collection. But this is also a photo. They included a photo of her. Let me get this in the frame. Let's see. It's just my setup is a little funky there. So let me see if I can. Oh, no, that's as far in as I can go. We'll do a practical zoom. Okay, practical zoom. Let's see if I can bring it up. How far in can she get this? All right, focus. There we go. Now, some of you may have seen her advertising her master class that she's been doing, but she's still a lovely lady. And I think, if I remember right, I think she's in her 80s now. So she's still doing a lot about conservation. And she was one of the trailblazers in this field. There's an interview with her where she's talking about when she was in the field, she was, in her 20s, and they're saying, what's this young girl doing out in the field studying chimpanzees? But she really did a lot of great work. So that's what we're going to be working on today. And this is one of those boxes that you cannot open like a tray. So we're going to open it from the side here, because I always look for that. Even though Lego will tell you to do the push tabs, I don't like that. I don't like the push tabs, but I'm going to just check one more time just to see if I can open it like a tray. And yeah, maybe. Wait a minute. Will it work from here? Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay, so we're back to the opening it here. Okay, so this came out last year, and I just love the cover design. As you can see, it's really, really beautiful. And this little wax seal, I believe, is the whole idea of the gift with purchase. But this might actually be, let me zoom in on that a little bit. I think that's actually a seal of her face. I'll have to look at some other books, but I think that's actually a seal of her face, because it looks very similar to the box art. Looks very similar to that. Just saying. The other thing I do like about these gifts with purchase is that they do spend a lot of time talking about the individual. So as you saw, I just opened this up, and after the stream's over, I'm going to read this little pamphlet to just see what they have to say about her. But this is very similar to some of those other larger sets where, for example, if you get the Taj Mahal or any of those architecture sets, they'll talk a lot about the history of what you're buying. So similar to that. I think this is really, really nice. Oh, here's a great picture of her when she was in her 20s, when she was just starting out. So you can see, she was a young scientist out in the wild, and people thought she was crazy. Look at her now. Maybe that's why I resonate with this. People think I'm crazy, but just you wait. Just you wait, Henry Higgins. Someday it will all make sense. Now this is nice too. This is a good illustration of how to photograph your mocks, with a nice backdrop and a nice place to set it down. So if you do get a chance to get this, I have a feeling, I'm not sure, I have to decide how I'm going to do this, but I may keep it along with my Amelia Earhart set. So this is just another one in French. I think this is actually in 3 languages. There may be Spanish in here as well. Yeah, I think so. Yep. Which is interesting is they didn't change the title into Spanish unless is tribute. Is that Spanish for tribute as well? Yeah, but everything else, the text is in Spanish. So you're starting to see I noticed on the cover of the dream sets that they have 3 different languages on there. So here we go. Okay. And as I mentioned, 3 chimpanzees. Now, this is a gift with purchase. So you'll notice this is one of those cases where they don't have numbered bags. So this is like a free-for-all. And I can see that this bag is the one with the minifigure parts. So we're going to open this up first. I have a bigger tray today because I'm running out of trays, so I'm using box lids now. Now, as far as sets go, this is what, 276 pieces. So it's also a good deal. Like I said, if you had to buy this with a gift of purchase, you'd have to drop a lot of coin for this. Oh, something else I should mention. Right now, they're doing a lot of scans of sets, and I probably should not have done that. Hopefully, let me see if the other one has it. Okay, good. The other one has it. These bags have QR codes on them. So some of the different sets, you might want to keep the bags if you're going to do any scanning. I have not done any scanning yet, but here's an example. I'm looking at the box art, and I don't think there's a QR code on the box art. So what Lego's asking people to do, if they want to get 20 points per scan, is to scan the QR code. So there's no QR code on this, but you can save the bag and scan that QR code. So gotta be on the lookout for these things. Yeah, so like I said, what I'm going to do is let's work on this a little bit. And this is a bummer. She's only got a single face. So come on, they could have given Jane Goodall a double face. I guess she's always smiling all the time. Guess they never show her angry. It's like angry Jane Goodall. Okay, here's some of the chimps. So here's the one with the arm up in the air. That's pretty cool. Actually, there's 2 with the arm. I guess maybe they're all like that. All right. Here, I'm going to put this on this for now. I know I'm going to probably need it later, but let's get that to clutch. All right, so we've got these 2, and we should have one more. Yep, actually, I take that back. They're all the same. They all have their hands up in the air. I thought there was going to be 1 or 2 that were different, but they're all the same. So I'm going to turn my chatting off. Somebody's really wanting to get in touch with me. Do some preliminary knolling. So I'm a little hesitant to decide whether I need to part this out or not, but sometimes what I've done is, like this set I'll probably keep together, but if I'm working on a new MOC and I really need these green leaf pieces, for example, and I know I have a bunch in this set, then that's when I will part things out. Okay, I was looking for the pants. So here are the pants. And now I just got to find the hairpiece. All right, we'll put this over here for now. So she's hanging out with her chimps. Jane Goodall and the Chimps. That's actually a good name for a band, if she ever had decided to do that. Anyway, yeah, lots of green. I'm just moving the brown over here. There's two shades of brown. We've got this like dark chocolate brown, and we have the regular brown, the new version. So hopefully it won't be as brittle as some of the earlier versions of brown. Seaweed pieces, as you've seen in the photo. And this is interesting, a little bit of azure. So we have some azure colored plates, and then we have a little bit, it looks like of just plain white and some tan. So white and tan. And some black. I'm just going to throw all the leaf pieces in the corner. Just do a little bit of knolling. Knolling, knolling, knolling. And it looks like we have a few dots, these quarter round dots. They're a little shaping, but don't forget we have 2 more bags. Now there is one sticker in here. So the one sticker is the Jane Goodall Tribute plaque. So that's a nice little sticker. And it says, what, entomologist? Is that right? Yeah. The reason why I'm hesitating is I thought entomology was actually the study of insects. So that's why I'm looking to see if I read that right. Aha. It's okay. It's biologics, I think. My eyesight's getting weird. Ethologist. Ethologist. See, I said entologist, which is wrong. So I'm glad I caught myself on that. She's not a bug person, but an ethologist. ETHOL. Ethologist. I'm gonna put that in the chat. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Ethologist. So that's what they wrote on the sticker. It's like, okay. So once again, some of these bags have this QR code. So now I'm being careful about when I open these bags. And the hair piece is over here. So I've got the hair piece for our little ethologist. I don't know what an ethologist is. I know she studied primates and primarily chimpanzees. So there we go. They all happen to be the same though. I don't know. That's, I guess, for cost. That goes keeping the cost down. So this bag is primarily just the green plates and some smaller jumpers, regular bright green, a couple of tiles, and yeah, so these are just like the smaller plates. I'm just going to throw the brown over here just so they don't get lost, especially this color because it's the same color as the box. So I'm just going to keep those over here so they don't get too far away. Okay, and then we have more of those plates. Plates. No plates. Not very much black, so that's good. Be easy to spot. Now, one of the people who follows me, Zach Martinez, he's always saying, you got to knoll all your pieces, Naomi. Knoll them. It's just so much better. Sometimes that works. Sometimes it's kind of like, really? Do I have to? Okay, that's interesting. Like one dark gray slope. Not a lot of dark gray in here, but here's one. Okay, we have two more small bags. Two more smaller bags. The little bag that was in the big bag, which happens to be open already. Good thing I had a tray to catch it all. Okay, these are the sprout pieces that are in here. 1x1 plates, little slopes, little cheese slopes. And one of my favorite pieces is in here. I was just putting in an order for a lot of these in red. So one of my favorite pieces, I thought it was in here. Maybe I spoke too soon. It's a 1x2 rounded plate. I thought I saw one in green in here. Maybe I didn't. Never mind. Never mind. We do have a lot of these trans 1x1 light blue. Those are nice. But I thought we had more. And we have a couple of red. Okay. All right. Like I said, I'm going to move the brown over here. It'll make my life easier when I'm searching for brown, so I don't have these little brown things to look for. Not too bad. It's not a lot. Don't have to worry too much, but it's weird stuff like this. This is like an olive green 1x2, like one olive green 1x2. Ah, okay, we needed this. Oops, which is why it was buried in this bag. All right, we need that for her. That's her binoculars. Need to have her holding her binoculars so she's ready to go. But like I said, it's so weird. Like these, like, I mean, I think I like the color palette for that, but just one of those, that just a little weird. Sorry. But I'm not the designer, I guess. So maybe that subtle bit of difference is all it takes. A little bit. It's going to make life better for somebody. Okay, we also have a couple of rocker plates here. So I'm just going to look to see where those are going to attach. I don't see the bases. Where are the bases for these rocker hinges? Aha, here's one. So I'm just going to, I know I'm not going by the book, but I know these are going to connect. So I might as well be proactive and start putting those together. So yeah, we're going to need those for later. Okay, so there's got to be one more. Where's the other one? Unless this is a spare piece. That's a possibility. Okay, I don't see the other rocker hinge. All right, maybe it is a spare. I'm going to set this over here just in case. Could be buried. It's known to see things that are buried. Aha, I was right. That's an important piece. They wouldn't just make that an extra. So I might as well go ahead and put that together. All right, there we are. Okay, I think we're ready to rock and roll. Like I said, just little bits to just keep with the browns. That way I'm not hunting for these later. Especially, like I said, these little ones. I know these are gonna get me, so I'm just gonna move them where I know I can find them. All of these, because they all match the color of the box. So I know it's going to be one of those that, where is it? I can't find it. All right. Now, give me feedback if you feel that I should null before the stream. Oh, good. I was right. This is the piece that I was mentioning. It's one of my favorite pieces. Brickworm introduced me to this piece, and I agree with her. It's one of the best pieces out there. Oh, Brick Jedi's here. Hey, Brick Jedi. Good to see you. How's it going? So I'm knolling the pieces of the Jane Goodall set. It's a pretty nice set, 276 pieces, and it was a gift with purchase, but you can get it on the secondary market for a reasonable price, roughly $15. So I worked out a deal with my buddy. So you've seen Yvette, Two Humble Bricks. She's been on the show with the Daily Bugle Build. And just so you know what we've built so far is we just built the minifig. So here's the Jane Goodall minifig, and nice torso. A little bit of printing on the back, not a lot, but a little bit. And then the 3 chimpanzees are all the same. So, but yeah, it's been interesting. I haven't done a gift with purchase in a while. I think the last gift with purchase I did was the one I did with Remy, where we did the vintage cab. And the vintage cab, similarly, you could get for a pretty reasonable price. And we did a interesting episode called Cabbies and Cookies. And I was having a conversation with True North Bricks, and he told me I was one of the few people, as you probably remember, he did a session called Minifigure Monday. And in Minifigure Monday, he asked people to tell them what his favorite minifigure is. And I said, mine is Alice. And part of the reason why I liked Alice was because of the cookie. And we did that episode. That's how I found out that's the only way you can get that mint cookie is with her minifig. So she's but he told me that he had all these people lined up and nobody came through. I was the only one who did it. I said, well, you asked me to, and you came on my show. So it kind of felt like, it's like an arrangement. It's like somebody helps you, you help them out, right? But so anyway, we're working on this set. And this is cute too. I should mention that they do have a progress bar on this, and they actually have her walking along. So they do that with the Monkey Kid sets, where they actually put the main character walking along as well. But yeah. Now this, as I may have mentioned to you, when this gift with purchase came out, I had to just decide not to stay online because there were just so many people in line to get this set. Which is why it always surprises me, because if you just want the set, just wait until somebody sells it on Bricklink, because it'll be much more reasonably priced than having to shell out, $200 or so just to get this. And okay, now we're starting to get a little bit of color. Not a lot, but a little bit of color here. We got this base put together. Okay, those 2 rocker hinges I was talking about. I don't know if you joined when I was putting the rocker hinges together, but I went ahead and did that. And looking what direction they want to face. Yeah, I think they want to face this way. I think this is where the tribute sign is going to go. Oops. Okay, let's see. Why am I, why is this not clutching? Okay, there we go. Be good to put it the right direction. Yep, so these 2 push forward. I know it's kind of hard to see black on black, but that I'm pretty sure I think is for the tribute sign, so it could be shown at an angle. But anyway. So the other thing you missed my prediction earlier is I said, we haven't heard much from Lego recently about the broadcast date. And I said, I have a feeling that they probably forgot about the National Football League because if they're broadcasting, let's just say that they, unless they're just going to go with 9 o'clock in the evening on Thursday night, if you have a long game going, it's going to go into overtime. People are not going to stop watching the National Football League to turn on Lego Masters. I have a feeling, like I said, I could be wrong, but I have a feeling they're going to pivot. I think they're going to move it to Wednesday again. Even though they had a hard time Wednesday last year because of Major League, or was it the baseball league? Yeah. I think Americans anyway, the Canadians probably don't care, but for Americans, I think you don't want to make us choose between NFL and Lego Masters. Some people don't care. I know there's a lot of people who don't follow football, but for those of you who do, like I do, I just, if I have to choose, even though I'm big into Lego Masters, I would not give up my football for Lego Masters. So I asked myself that question. I said, okay, if you had to watch the Niners play on a Thursday night or watch Lego Masters, which would you choose? So that kind of tells you how my priorities are with regard to Lego Masters versus the Niners. I would pick the Niners every time. So I think that shows you what a devoted fan I am of my team. I love my team. All right, so you can see we're putting down some plates and some tiles, and it's coming together nicely. This little base here. I feel that the most people will just stream it or record on DVR. You're talking about stream the Lego Masters, right? They're going to watch, or do you think they're going to watch the football game on DVR? For me, I like watching the games live. That's exciting for me. I can't imagine, I guess, when I've had to, like when I've had, when I was in school, when I was in college, I had to, watch them later sometimes, especially if you had a Saturday class or Sunday class. That didn't happen very often, but if you're doing a research project, sometimes you did have to come in on a Sunday. Lego Masters, yeah. Okay, good. Thanks for clarifying. But I don't know, how does that affect ratings? Because don't they rate shows based on live views? I don't know how that's going to count for the ratings. So that's why I'm wondering if they're going to hesitate and say, because they're also broadcasting it really late at 9 o'clock. So by broadcasting it at 9 o'clock, I don't know if they've done that all the time. I should go back and check. But it just seems like for a family show, that's a late time to broadcast. And I'm sure part of it has to do with, the National Football League. Somebody decided, hey, we're going to broadcast at that time because it's going to be easier. Okay, I'm hesitating here because, there it is. I was looking for this 2x4 in Azure. And like I said, they're putting in some weird colors here. I guess this is going to be a lake or something over here. I'm guessing. We'll see. All right. And they want a 1x1 in green. 1x1 plate in green. And 1x1 in Azure. Okay. Well, the other thing that I'm thinking about doing is that I heard that Hulu won't be able to you won't be able to watch the show live on Hulu. You have to wait till the next day. Because in the past, they would let you watch live on Hulu. And then if you don't have the advanced account, then you have to watch it the next day. But now I've heard, the rumor is that you have to have a Fox account if you want to watch it live on Fox. So unless you have like broadcast TV, I have a Hulu account. So now I'm rethinking my Hulu account. I have to verify that. At this point right now, I have not verified that, but that's what I have heard. So I'm not really happy about that. I'm not happy about that. Okay, so you can see we're expanding this along. Okay, I guess we're going back to, nope, I was right, Azure. I think this is like a big body of water that we're building here. We'll see if my prediction is right, because if it is, I'll flag this episode and say, remember on August 31st, the Brickanista said the network is going to pivot. They're not going to broadcast on Thursdays because it will affect the ratings. Unless they've modified the way the ratings work. But I seem to remember the ratings work on live views. And if you're streaming it, that counts to a different type of criteria. Oops, I may have done this too soon. I know this goes here, so I'm not worried about it, but I missed a 1x2 in this gray. And that's supposed to go here. Yeah. So I get for talking and building at the same time. But I could be completely wrong in that they're just going to continue with their regular schedule. But I do think that, this is kind of a cool angle there. And I will say, too, that at least the people I know, they're mostly geeks. So they could care less about football. So those people are going to complain because, if some football event comes up, they're going to say, I want to watch my Lego Masters. But like I said, even me, if you ask me, for me, the choice is football, not Lego. Okay, so I was right. We do have this to fill in the gap. And so we have now the base. It's a nice little base. Yeah, I think there's a growing popularity with Lego Masters, as you know. Now that it's okay to like Lego, people are now coming out of the closet saying, I like Lego too. I tell people I liked Lego before liking Lego was cool. Yeah. And I had this conversation with True North Bricks. We were talking about how now, we've been streaming for a couple years of these Lego Master reviews, but now everybody is doing Lego Master reviews. So we'll see what happens this next year. But I said, we've been streaming Lego Masters 2. I started with Lego Masters 2. I know Remy and Yano started with Lego Masters 1. Or actually, I think Yano did most of Lego Masters Season 1 with Remy. But yeah, I think, or maybe he just started on 2. I'll have to ask. But then I took over when he stopped streaming. And I've been doing other reviews ever since. I will say we're the only network, the Brickanista Broadcast Network. I shouldn't say the only one of the few that have been reviewing Lego Masters New Zealand. So I'm very, very proud of that. we're trendsetters there, and we've also had some really good interviews with the contestants. So I'm very, very happy with that. We've been keeping in touch with some of them too, especially Charlie and Ollie. Have regular chat sessions because now we're all in search of Mr. Beast. we're trying to get Charlie to be able to do some Lego with Mr. Beast if we can, because that would be cool. It would be cool to have some of that together. Okay, one by one in dark gray. See, this is what I meant about, is it dark gray or is it this tan? Dark tan. I think it's dark tan. Okay, I'll put it right here. But going back to doing Lego Masters New Zealand episodes, and that was funny because we did that as filler, and it worked out really well for us. All right, so you can see it's coming together. And we did get a really nice compliment from Ollie and Charlie that the interview that they did with us was one of the best. In fact, it wasn't one of the best. It was the best one that they've done. I think because we ask questions that AFOLs want to know about mechanisms and how much planning that they did for some of the work that they did, because that's what we want to know, right, as AFOLs. I think the other, news organizations are asking some of the more typical questions about, are they recognized? That's, we ask those questions too, but I think we also ask questions that AFOLs want to know. Like what technique did you use? How long did it take for you to build that? That kind of thing. So you can probably see I'm putting in these one by ones, and it does make me wonder when you see like all the white is being covered up. It was kind of like, why? Why did you do that? I guess it's easier, but it's still kind of confusing to me. All right. So I have learned more about Mr. Beast in the last last week or so, since interviewing Charlie and Ollie from Lego Masters New Zealand. So I hope he gets to meet with him. That would be great. I didn't realize all the things that Mr. Beast has been doing as far as, giving away, like $500,000 to people. He also did a recreation of the Squid Game. That was fun to watch. Just lots of fun content. Okay, remember what I said about moving these tan pieces over here so I can find them. This is another example of that. Okay. You can see this is almost like an art piece of art. This mosaic kind of work. And I have to look at this sideways, so that's why I'm hesitating when I'm putting some of these down, because I'm going, I think this is correct. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Uh-oh. Am I missing something here? 1 by 2. Okay, I may have missed something here. Yeah, not too bad. This is over one. And yeah, this is why I told you I have to put this color on this side because it wasn't lining up properly. Okay, what am I missing here? Okay. I need to pull this out. So I do need a brick separator. Small thing. Not a big deal, thankfully. Yeah. Minor surgery. There we go. Yep. And see, I'll tell you part of the reason is I'm building for the camera here, but then the instructions are facing me this way. So I have to do like a 90-degree turn in my head to match it up. I guess I could put the instructions like this, and then it would be lined up properly. Yeah, but it's going to be interesting to see. So I was having this conversation with True North Bricks about how we're going to see a lot of Lego content of people covering Lego Masters. So, we've already been doing it for a couple of years, so we have an established base. Which thank you for those of you who tuned in. Thank you, Brick Jedi, for being here, and other people who may be tuned in later on a recording. We love you all. Thank you. Yeah, but anyway, we were talking about how there's going to be a lot of saturation of people just all wanting to do the same thing. And I do think, one thing that sets us apart, at least the Brickanisa Broadcast Network, is that we do ask some of the questions that have to do more with technique rather than personality. But we also, ask different questions that a lot of people aren't asking. So, for example, maybe I shouldn't say this. If I say it, then everybody's going to ask the same questions. Yeah, maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll wait on this. Let's see. I'm hesitating because, oh, I see what they're doing. Okay. So we have this cheese slope that they're making into like a little river here. So there's a lot of this detail work, which is interesting. So it's got this trans blue with this little slope going down. Little bit of details there. This reminds me of that jade rabbit, which, by the way, I took apart. I don't want to give away what I'm working on just yet, but I do have a surprise I'm working on, and it's going to make more sense in a couple months. But I'm also waiting for some parts, so I don't want to do a pre-reveal until I know that I'm going to be able to get some of the other parts for this. But I'm really excited about it. Super excited. Yeah, so anyway, PT and I will be back we're still figuring out when we're going to broadcast for the Lego Master reviews, because it goes back to, once again, everybody is streaming the same content. So we may take a different approach just to kind of set us apart from what everybody else is doing. But like I said, I don't want to necessarily say anything just yet. I'm going to wait. I'm going to turn this sideways so I can, let's see, 1, 2, 3, yeah. I mean, it's kind of sad, but it's kind of the world we live in. We have such a low barrier to entry for people who are streaming. But I do think that I think another benefit is, since we've done so many interviews, we've already built relationships with some of these Lego Masters in the past. So my hope is that, we'll be able to do some other fun content related to the show. I'll give you a kind of an example, is that when Yano and I had streamed together, we did the sea and the land and sea episode. We did that prior to evaluating the show, and we put our creatures together, and it turned out that we hadn't planned it. I was going to do the sea, and she did the land, and she did a parrot and I did a seahorse, and they matched perfectly. I mean, the width was the same, the length was the same. I mean, we should have been on Lego Masters. The way things came out, it was really, really fun. Okay, so I just want to make sure. Okay, I think I have one more trans blue. I should have one more. I don't see it. Maybe I put down too many. I'm looking for a trans. There we go. Trust in the Brickanista. So you can see that it's like all of this is all trans. There's only one slope, and there's 2 of these 1x2 trans plates. But yeah, so anyway, lots of things to think about as the season starts. So if we decide to do that, that's an extra burden for us, because we have to come up with doing the challenge too. And I know some other streamers do that already. For example, Brick and Nick, and I think Bricks O'Brien. I think that they were doing the challenges as the show was going on together, like the hanging challenge. I think they instead of having a massive brick, they had like a 2x6 brick, I think, something like that, a smaller brick that they were working with. Okay, these pieces come into handy now. Yay! All right. Now this is a technique I'm pretty sure I haven't done, as far as putting this wedge piece together. And okay, they want this up in this corner. Okay. Okie doke. And it's hard to see. I'll just show you that we're putting all these plates up here. So that's why I'm hesitating a little bit, because I'm trying to read it and make sure I'm putting it in the proper place. Okay. And I hope it's all this bright green. Yeah, we're going to go with bright green. Hopefully I'm reading this properly. It's green plates, green tiles, and then this corner piece. So yeah, so when I was talking with True North Bricks, I said, well, people are going to go to a variety of different people to get the content, but it's also, people also just are familiar with certain streamers, so that's where they gravitate to. I'm just hoping people know that we do like to stream good content. Maybe I'm not a dancer. You know, we're not going to be dancing on stream. I know that a lot of people like to do that, which is fine. That works for you. Doesn't work for me. But you know, it's like the internet's a big place now. There's a lot of people. You can go lots of places for different content. I do like how this is kind of coming together, though, with this little sandy beach and the water. But if you look at, I'm going to just zoom out a little bit. We don't have a whole lot. We're about midway through. Yeah, see, this is what's left, and really what we're going to be doing is building trees later, I think, once the base is done. Yeah, don't have a whole lot. It's all the detail work, though. Okay, so speaking of which, oh, I must have missed a step. Hold up, hold up. Yep, I definitely missed. I think that's when the pages are stuck together. You're like, wait a minute, wait. And once again, I should just turn this sideways. But it's my brain doesn't like it this way. It's like, no, that's not what I want to do. But it's okay. Plow through. You can do it. Suck it up. Suck it up. Yeah. So we're building, like I said, this little platform. It looks like a platform to me. Okay, let's see. And yeah, we did that. Corner piece. I'm guessing that what they're trying to do, I guess, is show the ground cover changing the closer it gets to different barriers. So it's a nice little design there, and you can see the color change. It's subtle, but it's still nice. That little bit of detail. That's why they're designers. Okay, yeah. Now we're going to go cross over the river. It does make you wonder, though, that I've been, I think I may have mentioned that I had listened to this book on CD, which was about the city of the monkey god, and how this guy came back with this parasite, you know, a flesh-eating parasite after being in the jungle for a little bit. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's not my thing. There's a lot of people who will do some crazy things, and I'm not sure if Jane Goodall ever had that issue where, you know, she may have come back with something. I should look into that, because that's dedication for you when people will go through a lot of different lengths to do research. Okay, I'm going to guess it's this green. They're looking for a quarter round. I can always change it if I find it. I was hoping it'd be a trans dot like that, but it doesn't look like it. Oh, I love this piece. Here's another piece I love. This plate with this like arch to it. There's only one in this set, but it's in here. So I'm really happy about that. That's pretty cool. So yeah, you see that? Oh, I'm really happy about that. I didn't notice that earlier when I was looking through the pieces. This was in some of the Spring Garden Festival set that Justin Ramsden did. I should put an order for some of those next time we get a chance to do some special ordering. But yeah. So now, like I said, I think we're getting close to all the details, and then we'll be working on the trees, and then we'll be done. So it's just, there it is. I'm looking for this 1x1 plate in the corner and round it off with these quarter rounds. Like that. That looks really, I mean, it's subtle changes, but I do like the little kind of babbling brook kind of look to this. Yeah. I'll have to look who the designer is on this one. All right. Now we get to do some more. Yep, we're on to some, I think this is all for trees that we have left because we're starting to build up the brown. Okay, so now we are doing this. So you can see that we're kind of building up this trunk. I don't know if this, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit because I have a feeling we're going to be doing more tree work. Let's see if I'm right. Let's see if I'm right about this. All right. Yeah, so anyway, when I was listening to this book on tape, and I was just imagining being in the jungle and having to look at these venomous snakes. And if you're a fan of Indiana Jones and you know how he hates snakes, and I'm thinking, yeah, when they were talking about this vertilance, this poisonous snake that they saw, and how it was this close to them, and he just ignored them because some of these animals have not seen a human several hundred years. And I'm just thinking, yeah, not a thing I would want to do. I'm a little too set in my ways as far as liking my creature comforts. So I don't know if you can see some of that styling with the slopes, but it's looking really nice. Okay, let's see. I'm going to angle this towards me a little bit just because, like I said, part of this is just spatial awareness. Yeah. Okay. I do think it's pretty cool that there's a lot of people interested in Lego now, and that when I went to, in fact, I saw a friend who came up from California, and we hung out together a little bit while he was in town, and I had brought like some of my Lego minifigs and took some photos in this special photo lab. And I just remember the professor brought in a group of people to, just check out the facility. And I'm there taking photos of my Lego, and he's like, "Yeah, this is Naomi. she's working on a project with her Lego." I'm like, "Yeah, thanks. Hello, people. Never mind me. I'm just here." But I went to Santa Rosa Junior College for a little bit of time just to learn more about digital filmmaking. And that was one of the people who I met with. He was a student as well. And he said, "Hey, my band's in town," and I said, "Okay, I can't watch your band, but I'll meet you later." Yeah. So it was. We didn't get a chance to meet for very long. It was only about an hour, but it was good to see people. And that's the thing is that with the pandemic, we went for 3 years without seeing people, and so it's like we're all catching up. All right, let me just make sure I got this right. That's there. Okay. Yeah, we're taking a one by one and stacking 2 plates. And then I saw another friend for only about a half an hour as well when I was up in Seattle. So I took a boomerang trip yesterday to do some work, and we met for coffee with my friend Dawn. So, yeah, I said it's good to keep up with people. Life's too short. All right, where's this one go? So we have another one of these. And I want to say, I think it goes here. I'm hesitating because it looks, but I guess that's right. There's, there's a little bit of a divot there. And brown slope. All right, so you can see we're building up little trunks. I hope this camera angle works out. I like it. I'm trying to see if I can get this zoomed in a little more. Let's try it. Let's try that. Yeah, so Evan, who I met, he was telling me that our professor is on sabbatical right now. And kind of, with everything happening with the pandemic and things, that there really hasn't been a lot of activity going on in the digital filmmaking program. So I said, that's a bummer. Hope he's okay. But Evan said there's no digital filmmaking program this year. So I said, oh man, it's a bummer. I really enjoyed the program. Oops, did I skip a step? Hold up. Yeah, I skipped a step. Where was it? Here it is. Okay. Brown 1x2s. Okay. I got the one on the far right, but I didn't get this one over here. Yeah. Okay. Minor thing. And we got that. And she's slope. Okay. All right, this is where I left off. I put this one here, and this is where I was getting confused because I said I don't know where the position of this is because it wasn't there, but now it is. Okay, so things are good with the world again. Hmm. 6 of these, okay. I think he meant dark green. So we're putting in I'm trying to see if these are the regular ones or if they are the ones with the flower. Hold up. Is it the flower one? Ah, the flower one. Okay. It goes back to, you've got so many colors that are similar. All right, we're gonna put 6 flowers. 2, 4, 5, one more 6. Okay, so where are these going? Where do you want these to go? Okay, so one is going here. And one's going over here. And I'm not even sure if you know, some of these are, you know, structural or if they're really just decorative. But I'm just trying to figure out, oh, I'm missing a jumper. I'm missing one of these. Okay. Let me just make sure I got this right. All right, this is going there. All right. We got that one, that one, that one. And there should be one next to the jumper. And we got those two. I have two more in my hand, so where are those? Like I said, some of this may not matter. May not matter that much. Okay. I think one of them is here. And they're supposed to be also a 1 by 1 this. And I have one more in my hand. I'm trying to figure out where it goes. Aha, it goes here. All right. Once again, these little flowers are kind of like, okay, I got 3 yellow, and some of these are stacked. So that's a good thing, is that I can look for the ones that are I already put in place, and they kind of go in wedged in between. So those yellow ones. Okay, what's next? Orange. All right. Yeah. Okay, more trees. Nope, more of these little. All right, it says 6 of these. These must be, yeah, I think these are the round ones. This is why I had to double check, because I said, are you looking for flowers? Or are you looking for structural Apollo studs? All right, so right now I've got 5 of these. I was looking for one more. It might not matter, but it would be nice if I could find it. Aha, is this it? Yep, I got it. Okay, so we got 6 of these. And the question is, where do they want these? What they usually do, at least in the past, is they would highlight them. I just don't see the highlighting. So now I just get to decide. All right, I'm going to say one of them goes here. And, well, that's already got that. Okay, it's actually 5 of these. I thought there were supposed to be 6. Okay, they say one is supposed to be here near this slope. Okay. There's supposed to be one over here on the far side. All right, so 2 more. Wow. Like I said, usually they would highlight, here, I'll show you, like this, they would usually highlight them in red or some contrasting color, but they didn't do that with this one, which is why I'm kind of like, really? Really? You couldn't help me out here a little bit? And like I said, it may not even matter that much. But, okay, I think there's one here. And actually, there's supposed to be a gray right here. So I'm also finding some things I may have missed in the previous. Okay, I just have one more. See if I can figure out where they put it. Now we got that one. And okay, I think I'm not going to worry about this too much because it just, like I said, I wish they would highlight it because then I could really make an assessment. Unless they double stacked one. Did they double stack one? Yeah, this is almost like a version of like Where's Waldo? Okay, I got that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the fifth one, I would think would be over here somewhere. But I don't see it. So I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, wait. I think I see it. There it is. Right there. Okay. God, Lego. Really? You had to make it like that? Ugh. All right. Sprouts. And this is why those are important structurally, because these sprouts are going to sit in here. So I did get that right. And that's why we needed 5, because there's 5 sprouts. You notice I'm using my left hand, so my right hand is not blocking the camera. These little things you learn as a streamer. All right. Yay! We got little sprouts going. Okay, more detail work. 2 yellow. All right. This yellow one, like I said, I probably should use my left hand so you can see more where these are going. Guess the other one's over here. P.T. McEwen. Ahoy, hoy, everyone. How considerate for your viewing audience. I'm trying. Like I said, this side camera is a little awkward for me, but I'm making do. And have you built this set, PT? This is the Jane Goodall set. This is a gift with purchase. I will say that this is kind of annoying that they used to like highlight like a border around where some of these pieces should go. And this is not doing that. So like I said, it's a little annoying, but making do. Let's see. Once again, gotta find, where's the 4th one? Aha. Okay. All right, it's over here. That's not blocking the camera as far as when my hand's over here. Oh, I guess it's blocking the mock. It's not the camera. You have not. Oh, okay. Well, I was mentioning that I think what's going to happen is this minifig only appears in this set. So if you are interested in the Jane Goodall minifig, then when she passes, you can get this minifig for about $2. And it's nice because it's got this, you know, khaki colored pants and this like dark green shirt. And, you know, they only put it in this set. So if you, right now you can get it for like $2, just the minifig. It's a good deal, in my opinion, considering that you only get that minifig here. But you can also get the whole set if you want some of these pieces. All right, so we are doing, and we're kind of on the tail end because I think really we're going to be building these trees and then we're done because we've finished the base. And you get these cute chimpanzees. You get 3 of them. And you missed my prediction earlier, PT. I said that I think Fox has not thought about the NFL, the impact that having the game Thursday night football up against Lego Masters. I will pick football every time. So I don't know if how other people feel about it. Brick Jedi was saying that people are probably just going to record. They're going to, but I don't think that counts towards the ratings if they're recording it. I don't know. I'm not sure how the ratings are done now with all the streaming that's out there. Okay, so we are, like I said, we're building trees now. So anyway, I told people, I said, I'm predicting that Lego Masters may start on Thursday, but I think they're going to realize, and they're going to have to pivot. I think they're going to realize later that they're not going to be able to get the ratings that they want because they are competing against, football. That's a tough competition. I don't think I would want to be involved in that. By the way, since you do tree libraries, PT, this might be something you may want to download the instructions for some of these trees. You saw my message on Instagram? Oh, yeah, don't give out the spoiler yet. I haven't told the public yet what we're doing. But I'm really close to getting that done. The intersection of football fans and Lego fans, I would guess, is small. I don't know. We were having this conversation with the Dream Builders lug because this month is pre-tailgate party, and we've been doing tailgate builds. So I would say don't discount Major League Football. I mean, there's a lot of people who could care less. That's very true. But if I had a choice between, and this kind of shows you, in a way, it was good for me to think about this, is that how dedicated of a Lego fan am I? If I had a choice between Lego Masters and NFL football, I will take NFL football every time. Every time. I couldn't give up football to watch Lego Masters. I know a lot of people could or could care less about football, but to me, and that a lot of that has to do with the way I was brought up, because I grew up in a household where we watched the games all the time. Okay, that's interesting. I've never thought about actually putting a plate to attach these. So I guess I don't build enough trees. I need to build more trees. Yeah, so like I said, my dedication to the Niners goes deep. It goes several decades deep. Lego Masters has only been on for a couple years. It's like you're asking somebody to replace decades of culture for something that's only happened for a few years. And like I said, for me, it's easy choice for me. Definitely, I would take football over Lego Masters. So maybe I shouldn't be on the Lego Masters show, because if they want diehard Lego people. So that was good for me to kind of know that about myself. Okay, so this here, I'll put it on the side angle so everybody can see this tree going in. All right, wait for it. Wait for it. Ta-da! It's a tree. I say that because the flourish that they put around the tree to say you're done. You're one of those who could care less. That's right. I remember you were saying that you're not big into sports. And like I said, it's a cultural thing. You know, in my household, and I will say my dad was in the military, so I think that is part of the reason for this. Is that my dad and his two Air Force buddies, we would rotate between our homes every year for Super Bowl. So we would, we would host it at our home one time, and then the following year we'd go to, Uncle Daniel or Uncle Bradley's house, and hang out with their kids. And it was every Super Bowl Sunday, like clockwork for decades. I'm not talking about just one off. We did this every year. It was, we looked forward to it. It was something we enjoyed. But if that, is not something that's popular or something that families do, then yeah. Okay, I just need to turn this my way so I can make sure I'm putting this in properly. Okay, pretty sure it's going in like that. And like I said, I have very fond memories of my time with my family in California. And like I said, just some of those. In fact, my Uncle Bradley, it's not really my uncle, we just call each other uncle and auntie in Asian cultures. But my Uncle Bradley, he's the one who taught me how to play chess. So I started, I think, when I was 5. And every year we'd go to the Super Bowl at somebody's house. And inevitably, my Uncle Bradley and I would play chess every year. So if you saw The Queen's Gambit, if you saw that TV show, there's a scene where she's playing chess with the janitor. That was me and my Uncle Brad. I related to that so much because I was like, yeah, I used to do that all the time. Okay, so here's this piece going in here. So, oops. Here, I'll do it this way so you can see it better. That's a nice way to lock that in too. And I was talking about this earlier in the stream that I hadn't thought about using these seaweed pieces upside down. It's kind of obvious, but I'd never thought about doing this. And they talk about putting this on here so that you have this downward leafy piece. And I think this is going on the back on this side. Just make sure. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Well, it is for my model. I'm not sure if that's the correct way. This set looks like it will display well. Yes, I think it will, which I think was the intent since it's a tribute model for Jane Goodall, so that you can proudly display it places. Oops. Oops, little tree accident here. Ah. It's Lego. It'll go back together. There we go. The seaweed makes it look like southern moss. Yeah, exactly. I hadn't thought about using it upside down like that. So I don't know if you've built trees like that before, but I thought it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see. And I think this one is up here. And it is a nice little set, and I think I'm probably not going to put the sticker on, but here's the sticker for anybody who's interested. And it goes onto these, it'll be a plate. I'm pretty sure it's for this. It will go onto this, and this will sit over here on this rocker, set of rockers for the tribute. I'll do that later. I think for now, I'm kind of feeling like I want to just make sure I get through this. Okay. This looks a little odd to me, but I'm going to do it. They're telling me to put just a 1x2 plate down. Here's the 1x2 plate. It's just sitting there. Like, okay, hopefully it's going to attach to something else. Yeah, it looks like it is. Oh, I see. I see what they're doing. Okay, so they're taking like these two small ones and attaching it to that 1x2 I just put down. All right. Interesting layering. And they're doing the same thing over here. Ah, okay. Like I said, it's interesting to see how they are doing these things. Okay. So these two that I just put on there, I'm putting another 1x2 to kind of lock that in. And I guess, all right, they told me to stop at that, but I think we're going to be building another trunk that's going to somehow work its way over there. I do like that they're using a couple different colors, like the two different greens, the two different browns. Cheese slope. And they're doing their best to cover the studs, which I like. And okay. Oops, did I do that wrong? I did this wrong, but I'm not sure if it's going to matter, but just in case, I better put this on the right or the correct side. Oh, Vicarious Brickstress is here. Vicarious Brickstress, aloha, Brickanista, PT, and Jedi. Hi. How are you doing? I saw your note on Instagram, and we're thinking about you and all the people in Hawaii. And I'm glad you're safe, but oh my goodness, it's just been hard to watch. You should have checked sooner and got my set to build along with you. Opened it way back in March for Women's History Month and only used Jane and the monkey. Oh, well, you know, you'll enjoy it because I've really been enjoying how it's got these interesting techniques for building like trees like I'm doing right now. So this corner piece, which helps to lock these 3 branch pieces in. And then this part, I don't know if you saw when I was putting in this 1x2, that locks in some of these leaves. And it's kind of a stack method that they're doing, which I haven't done before. And then the seaweed going upside down. So it looks kind of like vines hanging from the trees. And we're doing that right now. We're going to take one of these and then this underneath And where do they want this? They want this one here. Because one of the things that kind of bothers me about these leaves in general is that these, these are fine because you can place those on studs, right? You've got those 4. But these smaller ones, what do you connect to those? So now I have something to connect to these. So I'm very, very excited about that. Okay, so now, let's see if I got this right. Oops, the 1x2. Where'd the 1x2 go? There it is. Okay. Now they want this over here. Like that. Yeah, I posted kind of late too, so that's on me too. Check that. Gorilla, right? Actually, chimpanzees, not monkeys. Hand orange covering eyes. No, no, they're actually all have their hands up in the air. So let's see, where are the chimpanzees? Right there. They all look like this. They're all like, I have a question. I have a question. They all want to ask a question. Like, Miss Goodall, I have a question for you. All right, let's see. All right, so this goes back to this technique I was mentioning. So you take this and then you put a 1x2 here, like that. And in this case, it lines up with the rest of the trunk. And let's see, what are they asking me to do with this? All right. Okay, so they have this part, and this is going to go on this side here. Oops. I think they want it more like that. Yeah. Oops. Okay. Checking the efficacy of their deodorant. Yeah. Here, sniff this. I remember somebody had posted when I used to work at Genentech. Somebody had posted about if you think your job is bad, imagine what it's like to be one of these guys. And it was these scientists who were doing just that, checking the efficacy of deodorant by having to smell armpits. So I was like, yeah, if you think you have a bad job, you could be smelling armpits. So at least you're not doing that. All right, so this is interesting. We're putting in. So this alone, this technique is definitely something I have not done. So I'm still seeing what they're doing is they're lining these up and then putting a plate down on top like that, which is a little off, but it works. It just, there's the reason why it's a little bit off is that there's a gap here on this last one. I guess you could put a brown stud on there, maybe. I don't know if I was supposed to put a brown stud. I don't see one. So yeah, no, so there's a little bit of a gap. So when you push down on it, it wants to fill that gap. But now we have this 1x4 going across. That's pretty cool. And they want a brown stud right here. And I have a feeling we have these 1x2 slopes I think are going to be brought in to seal this up. Yeah, so anyway, there were these posters going around the office. This was the days before, social media and memes that people were posting things on actual paper posters. I know, I'm sure youngsters are like, what? They did that? That seems so old. Yeah, and back in our day, we would use photocopiers. We didn't use social media. Okay, so now this is interesting because I'm hesitating because it's supposed to line up, but we only have 3 studs here. All right, this doesn't make sense to me. Maybe this isn't supposed to be here. Let me move that. Let me move that. I do think they did want. Uh-oh. Did I mess things up? So we had this here going across. Right? Okay. All right, I think we're back. That just doesn't seem right, but I think we're okay. Wait a minute. Hold up. I don't want to speak too soon. Let me just back up a second. Back it up. So if I had the sound effect, you'd hear me going beep, beep, beep. Okay, I am missing something. Hold up. Okay, that's correct. And this actually is supposed to be down here. Hold up. Yeah, I got that. Let's see. Yep. All right, I put this in the wrong place. This stud is not supposed to be there. I am supposed to have a branch, and those 3 are, okay, we're back. I think we're back. And like I said, this is a little awkward because this isn't rounded, so it's kind of being wedged in there, which is another reason why it's not quite cooperating the way I thought it would. All right. Okay. So like I said, that's kind of a weirdness of this, but there is a gap there. Okay. This is the part I missed, is that we were supposed to put some leaves here. So we have a brown stud. Then we have a leaf piece here. And I believe one more here. These little leaf pieces. There we go. And that covers that end piece up. Okay. All right. I think we're back online. It took a little bit. All right. And then we just made this piece. And this is supposed to lay right on top of these. And please don't wobble on me. There we go. Yay. Okay. All right. And looks like we have another one of those. I want this down here. And this goes in the front. So once again, this whole idea of clutching this to this stud does have the problem of interacting with that. So it's a little janky that way, but it works. And that's why you have to kind of secure it down once it's in place. And I think I have a 1x2 or something that's going to go there. I'm looking at a 1x2, and I think that's where it's supposed to go. Oh, it's a 1x3 brown. Okay, that works too. So I will say, if you are going to work on this Vicarious Brickstress, that hold on to the leaves and have your 1x2 or 1x3 plates handy so that you can clutch them down immediately. It seems to work better. So that's a technique I've never used before. It's interesting. All right, oops, I spoke too soon. Like I said, it's janky at best. And a lot of it has to do with this. This is not clutching properly because that space in between. Okay, so let's see what's next after this. We have a small, okay, hopefully this last thing will seal this in place, but I'm not happy with this. I'm sorry, people. Here, I'll tell you what the problem is. So we're putting this here. You see that there's this square, and they're asking me to put this right up on this stud, which does kind of fit, but you see how it overlaps with this, and it doesn't have the best clutch power. So I'm not sure if there's a way to fix that except for trimming trimming that limb. It's terrible. So that's one thing I will say. This, I'm not happy about the way this is clutching. It's not clutching very well. The other ones were clutching better. So, oops, oh, no. Okay. All right. This is the problem when you build for the camera rather than building. Okay. All right. Well, maybe I just build it the way I want to build it. Maybe this is what it's trying to tell me. Oh my goodness. So, as I mentioned, the clutch power on this is absolutely horrific. This is supposed to go here. And I'm just gonna freeform it because I don't like the way this is coming together. And even now, with everything removed, it's still not the best. That is just not working. All right, I think I'm gonna pivot and do it this way. If I put it on this end instead of having it come in the middle right here, you don't have that problem. So you can either pick this one, or you can pick this end one, but that middle one is just awful. So I'm pivoting and saying, sorry, Lego, but it's not working for me. And if I remember right, so now I'm definitely going off script here. I'm going off script, folks. I'm going off script. Not trim. Good morning, hooded one. How are you? No problem with the way I psychotically obsessive compulsive Knoll. Oh, trust in the brick. Well, I mean, I could go back and try to redo this. I guess, hooded one is here, so he's got 40 minutes, I guess, before he's got to leave for work. I guess. I don't know. I was just telling people, if you want to go back and rewind, that this fell apart on me because some of the clutch is not that great on here. So right now I'm at a point where I'm kind of free forming this and doing it a little differently. In fact, I think maybe it could be my mistake too. The other thing that maybe I was supposed to do is put a a 1x1 brown stud down. So then it would be rounded. Maybe that's what I did or didn't do that I was supposed to do. Let me look in the instructions, because this is the problem here. If I put a round stud on top like that, and then put this down here, aha, and maybe I put another round stud here. I may be off. Like I said, I'm going off script, folks. Going off script. That's the trick. Is you have to put a rounded stud, not the square, for you to, and even with that, it's still kind of hitting on there. Okay. All right, I think I'm going to roll with that, because the next part is a 1x2 curve on a 1x2 plate, and then a 1x1 like that. And that's supposed to lock this in. All right. Like I said, I went off script because I wanted to use the rounded studs. And I think the clutch is still janky, but it's better. It's definitely better. Okay, so you got the Brickanista mod of this, because I don't see them putting the stud in that place. They do say to put a brown stud, I think, on the end here. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's working for me, so I'm going to leave well enough alone. I may be short of brown studs, but I will work through it. Okay. Okay, so this is, we've got one more. Okay, we're going to do this up here. And maybe I was supposed to put these studs in there. Maybe I actually ended up coming to the correct conclusion after struggling with the clutch power. Yeah. So the two studs and that, they all line up. And there should be probably a 1x3 to lock it down. The next one. We're almost done. Jane Goodall's like right at the end. Okay. All right. We got one more of these. One more of these. Actually, we're making, I think, two of these connectors to make it a curve. And that's supposed to go up here. Okay. All right. I like that. And this ends up here. And ta-da! Okay. All right. Here we go. And you're right, Brick Jedi. This does make a nice piece. Now, I will say I'm looking at the extra pieces that are here. Wait a minute. Do I have some more? Okay, so the last part is putting the label here. So that would be putting the label on this. But I am concerned because I do have one 1x3 left over where I may have needed to put it somewhere. Just trying to think where that could have been. I'm looking to see if, well, I'll go back and check. But in fact, I probably definitely missed a step because I still have three limbs here. Okay, let's go rogue here. Yeah, I definitely missed a step because I have these extra pieces. All right, so I think Or was I supposed to do it on this part? All right, let's do it here, because I think I could easily get to this part. All right, so I'm gonna go rogue. Like I said, I've already gone rogue anyway. Uh, let's see if my prediction is true. Nope. Definitely need to raise that if I'm going to put it there. But I can certainly do this. Oops. Yeah. Don't do this at home, friends. don't stream and try to do this at home. All right. I think for me, I'm still having fun with this. I still like this set, but clearly streaming it and concentrating and working on the chat, it's a lot more than I probably should have taken on. But that's okay, because I still like this, and I am just free-forming now with these extra pieces, hoping I can make it make sense. And like I said, I can go through this off stream and figure out where I went awry. Something's not capiche here, but it's a jungle. So jungles, can have all kinds of different looks to them. All right. So that's my modification. And I'm looking at the extra pieces left over. I think they are unique. So I think these are all okay. I definitely went AWOL with the other though. But we do have two of these, which I think, oh, I already see where it popped off. It should go here. Okay. Oh, maybe that should have been a white. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to put Ms. Goodall right in the center. We'll put, there's a jumper here, so I'm guessing one of the chimpanzees goes here. And like I said, it's saying, Ms. Goodall, I have a question. So here, I'll zoom in a little bit. So there she is. There's one of the chimps and raising his hand or her hand. There's another jumper over here, so that should be another place for a chimpanzee. And where's the last one go? The last one they want up top. Okay, so we can put the last chimp. What's funny is that there's this 1x2 sitting here, but they said they want the chimp over here. I guess it really doesn't matter, but this is where they are suggesting you place the chimp. So we have 3 chimps, Jane Goodall. It's Naomi monkeying around. Yes, it's a jungle out there. Yes, it is. Oh my God, you guys are hilarious. No, you must follow the instructions. If you want to hang out after the stream is over, I can go back and fix it, but I think it doesn't look that bad. I mean, here's the picture, right? So this is what they said you should end with, and this is what I have. I don't think it's that bad, but I'm very forgiving of myself. I'm not going to beat myself up over that, but I did like this set. Originally, when I looked at the box, I was like thinking, well, it's just a lot of green and brown. It doesn't have too much other interesting parts to it. But one thing that is really cute is they did put in this little water feature here. So they have this like a really tiny waterfall coming down and feeding into this. It is a mock. Yes, it is. The chimp. Oh, Ms. Goodall, Is my armpit stinky? Right. Right, exactly. But it is a nice little set. And like I said, you don't have to spend $200 to get a gift with purchase. You can go buy the gift with purchase. And I have another gift with purchase that I may be doing, which is the Houses of the World. And I think it's a cabana that I also have. But I had worked with Yvette and asked her. In fact, I'm going to turn this around just because you don't have to see all that text. But there, that's a little bit better. I asked Yvette if she said she had 4 of these. I said, can I buy one of those off of you? You know, she did a lot of purchases whenever this gift with purchase thing came out. But that's the set. And I will say, if you're thinking about it, and it sounds like Vicarious Breakfast, you have this. So yeah, pull it out. Think about Jane Goodall and all the good things that she did. And I will say that it was a cute little build. Um, the trees were a little janky with the way the studs were. That could have been my fault too, because I kind of went off script a little bit, but I didn't go too far off script. It's like a riff. You know, the main melody is still there, but I just riffed a little bit. That's going to drive me bananas. I'd be checking my build spreadsheet against the instructions. Okay, well, I think it's interesting because you notice when I looked at the extra parts and I had, 3 tree limbs and a 1x3 plate, I knew that I had gone off script. But I've been streaming now for 2 hours. So it's kind of like, do I want to subject my audience to me going through and trying to figure out where the problem is? I could, but I mean, in the end, I can do that off stream. But I kind of like this one as far as this being a little bit more bushy than this here. I don't think it's that bad. I think that it actually still gives it enough character and it still highlights her. And that's the most important thing is if I really was off where it distracted from her, because really she's the centerpiece, right? It's like Ms. Goodall. Ms. Goodall. Are my armpits stinky? See, now every time I see this, I'm going to be thinking that. But it is a nice little set. So I would definitely say if you also are a fan, then I would say go ahead and pick one of these up. Try out, especially UPT, since you like trees. There's some really interesting tree techniques in here that you might find useful for your library. It's your stream. You're taking creative license. Right. Well, the whole thing too is what is a build stream? Is that do you have to build everything by the book? In fact, we've done several streams which are rebrick this challenges. And, in this case, this is a gift with purchase. I did enjoy this. It was, a fun little build. I wish they had different chimpanzees though, instead of just the one style in 3 of them. So I do wish, I don't know if there's more or other alternatives, but the other thing that I do like in these particular sets, and I mentioned this at the very beginning of the stream, is they have a section where they describe her and the work she did. So if we could make this story time and I could read this out, but I would just recommend you download the instructions and read it. And here's a picture of her as a young woman when she first started observing them. And I think the other benefit of her dedicating her life to this, I mean, she spent several decades going back to the jungle and observing these chimpanzees. And a lot of them, they adopted her too because she became like a member of the family because she kept coming around every year. And I think it just shows you the dedication of scientists and what they do in raising awareness about the relationship of animals to who we are as also fellow primates. It's been fun to build this and to honor her and to be a part of this stream. And my little modification here isn't too far off. I think it actually looks nice. And I will put this on after the stream, this little plaque. but that little plaque will go right there. Okay, my friends, because like I said, it's been 2 hours now. And unless you want to do something like Gone with the Wind, almost all your builds are off script. Makes it more fun. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, PT. I appreciate that. But so a couple announcements. One is that with Lego Masters coming up on my Sunday build, well, let's start with Thursday. They're planning to broadcast Thursdays at 9 o'clock. And as you know, I tend to stream Thursdays at 8. So I will probably move my stream up to 7 o'clock is my guess. Maybe even 6:30. I have to think about that. But I still want to keep Thrifty Thursday because it is something that I'm very passionate about, making sure people know that Lego is affordable. But I just wanted to tell you that the last week of September, when they're supposedly going to stream on Thursdays, I may shift it an hour or two. So instead of at 8 o'clock, it might be 7 o'clock or it might be 6 o'clock that I'll be streaming. And then, of course, we roll into Lego Masters. We'll be off stream, but I may decide to do a watch party. That if it's available on Fox, if people have Fox also, then we can make it a watch party and we can all watch together. So we'll have to think about that offline. Fridays, I'm still doing the Pandy's Play Space, that if you want to participate in that, send me a note. It's always open to locals.com people and then to people who've been dedicated followers of the stream. So send me a private message or an email if you want to participate in that. That'll continue Fridays. And I may start it a little earlier. You don't have to be there the whole time, but I know that some people on the East Coast were saying you start at 9 o'clock, so it's already midnight. So I may start it a little earlier so that the East Coast people can join in. I'll send notes more about this because I've been posting on Instagram my schedules. And then Sundays, because football season's starting, in fact, it's starting for me for the Niners on September 10th. So this next Sunday will be the last Daily Bugle build, and it's just in time. So this next Sunday, September 3rd, we are going to finish the Daily Bugle. And we're already up to what, I think 3 floors right now, and we're up to bag 13. So we'll be doing 14, 15, and 16 on Sunday, and then we should be wrapping that up. If I don't finish, I will do that on Twitch to finish it off. But the Sunday schedule may end up moving. I don't know if I'm going to move it to Saturday or, but football season's here. So, or maybe I'll do like I did a long time ago, where I had the scores in the corner of my screen, so I could watch the scores while I was building. We'll see what happens. But I just wanted to tell you, Thursdays are not going to change from Thursday, but the time might change because of Lego Masters. The next couple of weeks, it'll still be the same time, but we'll have to flex once the announcements come out. And of course, PT's here. So PT and I are still talking about what day we're going to do the Lego Masters Season 4 reviews. And we more than likely will probably do that maybe on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. We still have to talk about what day works out the best. It will definitely be before the next episode, though. So we're still working that out. Once we figure that out, I'll post the schedule as well for that. So anyway, thanks again. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with me. PT, Vicarious Brickstress, Hooded One, Brick Jedi. Also, anybody who may be watching the stream on a replay, thank you so much. It's been great having you hang out with me. I'm the Brickanista here in Vancouver, Washington. Please remember to like and subscribe to the stream. If you can just hit the like button, that would really help me out because, you know, I'm trying to get to 500 followers, 500 subs. So I'm right now at what, 412. So if you can just subscribe, put a comment in, it all helps a lot. You're listening to the Brickanista Broadcast Network. You can also send me any kind of fan mail to P.O. Box 87232, Vancouver, Washington, 98687. So thank you, everybody. It's been great hanging out with you. And as they say on the Brickanista Broadcast Network, take care and may the clutch be with you. Take care, everybody. Good night. Bye.